you hear this story now, passed along by the wind, just remember who our hero is.
Good morning, campers. It's I'll tell you in a minute. It's 7:20, Sunday morning. I've got my tent today, and I've got a new pillar to try out. One of those I forgot the name, Trekology Luff something 2, which everybody seems to rave about. Looks pretty good to me. I've had a little play. Anyway, I'm going to go up to my normal camping spot and see what happens. Anybody that's interested again, I might as well show you what I've brought with me today. I'll remember this time. So we've got I've got my sit mat and my pillow in there. Obviously I bring the trusty Z light with me all times. That's your cook kit, tin of soup, cook kit, emergency shelter, and me very old only tent. I'm going to get another tent soon. I'll talk about that in a bit. This is the one that I've had for about the last 8 or 9 years. It might be 10 years now. It's the Quencher T2 Ultralight Pro, whatever that means. Basically it's a 2-person, really, 1-person wee bit of room, and it's heavy by today's standards, but okay, 2 kilos. I love this tent, but it's getting a bit long in the tooth now. But anyway, well, there she is, boys, in all her glory. I've just had an almighty job to get it bloody squared up. I don't know why. I couldn't get one of the poles in. The big main one is always awkward to fix the bottom little pins in. But for some reason this time it was an absolute pain in the backside. I was about ready to chuck it in the river. But yeah, there she is. I think I've showed you this a few times before. She's been up here a few times, and in the last few weeks a number of times. Yeah, she's a beautiful thing. It's going, the colour's going on it now. It used to be quite smoky dark, sort of grey brown, black, I don't know what you call it. It's faded with too much sun now, but still watertight. Don't let no water in at all. I've never had any issues with water with this tent. One thing with this tent, boys, it's rather dark. I'm going to have to I'll open this one up a bit so we can see inside. Nice vegetable area. Did I say vegetable then? Vegetable. Loads of room inside for one, to be fair. Well, boys, there she is, the little pillar. And I'm looking at my camera screen. I can't see it that well, but I look like a flipping little gnome sitting in his little house. Little orbit. It's an A-Luft Pillow 2 Comfort Plus. It's got a latch on it, and it's got dots on the back that don't grip very well. I've got my adventure air thing again. I'll put it in this bag to show you how small it is, because I just keep it in the bag with the other stuff. But if I can get it out of this little bag, which I'll probably never use again. So it actually comes out, it's quite a reasonable size. I got it in this lovely green colour. I like my green stuff. Anyway, without messing about, I love the valve on it and all. This old this sit map's, I don't know how old it is, but it's old. I've had it years. It's got the old type valves on, and these noggins, they're okay, but they tend to jam up and they're not great. This is mint. It's got the clicky one. It's brilliant. You've seen it all before. Don't really take any blowing up, and got the nice strap. Yeah, it's a lovely thing. It's not too noisy. This the Adventure Air is quite a twangy, sort of like a drum. This one's quite you don't really get too much noise, relatively speaking. Yeah, not probably the best look, is it, boys? You get the picture. It's bloody comfortable. This is lying like this, it's like, oh my god, just having a nice pillow. Like a lot of people have said, I wish this was probably another inch thicker. And what I've found is, if you put, just like I've got a jumper underneath that I can just prop this up a bit with when I'm sort of chilling, it just gives you that slightly better angle. I don't like being too flat, but yeah, it's definitely, it adds another dimension to your comfort without a doubt. I'm really loving it. I've used it a few times since I got it. I've been messing about in my back garden and stuff, set this tent up, and I thought, yeah, even my missus was quite quietly impressed. And that's saying something. She normally says, what's that rubbish you bought? Anyway, it's time for brew and soup. Well boys, I'm taking my life in my own hands. I thought I'd get the old Avenue titanium out for a laugh. I've not had this out for... Well, I should say, I always bring it with me. It's my backup stove. But I've not actually used it in ages. And as Foxy always says, you can never have enough stoves. This is a bit of a gas guzzler. I'm a bit short on bioethanol. I've got to get some more actually. I've got enough for a few days yet, but that's a lovely little site that. For the minimalist, you can't get much more lightweight than the old Titan kettle and Avenue. Bit of a killer combination really boys if you want to go lightweight. Bloody expensive really for what you get, but they last you forever. Look at flame on that bugger. This is a life boys and girls. It's doing something now. It's brewing up and I'm just chilling. Oh my goodness. This is a life. One thing while that's brewing up, I'm really considering, I know I've been on about a hammock for ages, but I'm on the cusp of buying another tent I think. I've been really enjoying this tent, but I want something that goes up mega pitch quick and is ultra lightweight. And the one that fits the bill, and the thing is, there's a couple actually, but the one I really want, it's in a damn wrong colour. I've seen this thing called a Naturite Vic 1. It's the single skin, weighs just 1 kilo and a bit. It's like one of those exoskeleton things. It looks really cool, but it's bloody white, isn't it? And I'm thinking, yeah, it's not very stealthy. To look like a big white bubble. I really like the looks of it though, because it's so light. It's one of them you can lift up and move about if you're not happy with your pitch. It looks absolutely superb, so I'm really tempted. There's also the ever popular that Lanshen 1 Pro, is it? But that's one of them you've got to use a trekking pole with, and yeah, it's similar weight. You get the colours with that, but it looks really flimsy. It looks like, I don't know, a puff of wind and to go over. A lot of people have trouble setting it up. Like today with this, I've had a bloody pain. That main pole, it's always tight, it's always been tight. But today it just won't go in, and I thought, oh my god. And then it kept, I just like got myself all tangled up with it, as I do. And I just thought, I want something, with that one you just put like a footprint down, sprag out your frame, and then just clip the tent to it. It looks bloody 5-minute job, and that appeals to me. Anyway, it sounds like my brew's nearly done. Oh god, this is so... when I'm waffling here as usual, but when I first came out, I thought to myself, should I have brought my tarp and my chair? But I wanted to try this pillar, and I didn't want to bring everything, so then when I started setting this up, I thought, bloody hell, why didn't I just bring my tarp and chair? But now I'm in it, oh my god, I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely ace. Well boys and girls, if that isn't the most beautiful sight you can ever see in the woods in the morning. That Avenue drank the fuel. It made me cook, but it ate the fuel at an alarming rate after having a trangia. But anyway, I'm going to use it to do my soup on, I think, because I'm feeling a bit daft today. And the thing is, it's not very controllable, so we'll see what happens. At a pinch, can you cook soup on at Avenue? Yes, it's a bit of a wild flamethrower. I ain't got any grippers, so this will be interesting. That should calm down in a minute once it's burnt that excess off. We've got two choices, haven't we? It's either going to be cremated or... That's the thing with the Avenue, it's brilliant for boiling water, but for cooking, it's I've got my trangia, like I say, but I just thought I'd have a play with that. So obviously it's going to bond the paper off, and I'm going to burn my fingers when I get it off. Probably a bad idea actually. But you've got to try these things, haven't you, boys and girls? Anyway, cheers. I'm also a little bit mad. I haven't brought my PDA with me, and I like playing about with it. I brought my phone so I can watch videos, but I'm still enjoying that little Palm TX thing I've got. Anyway, I can hear some cop car in the distance. Really helps the Bronx. I wonder where that is. It's over to my left, and I'm thinking, what's that? That must have carried miles, because over to the left, it's right in... Well, anyway, trying to think where that actually would be. I've probably seen that there's somebody lighting raging fires in the woods, and the fascist police are out to get them. Yeah, I'm waffling. Anyway, I think I need my soup. Well, boys, I'm normally... I do enjoy my bachelor soup. But this one, I've not tried this one before. It's a jackfruit, 3-bean and chipolata chili. Yeah, it's pretty bland, to be quite honest with you. It just tastes tomato with a slightly hint of chili in it. It's okay, it's got loads of beans and shit in it, but no, not my fave. Anyway, I'll have this, boys, and I'll get back to you. Well, boys, I'm an idiot. That soup, actually, because I'd done it on that bloody thing, all the good stuff were at bottom. They're a big thick gloop, and I spun it round and ate it, and actually it was bloody gorgeous. I've not had one of them. Quite a bit of zing on the end by the time you got down it. Nothing mind-blowing. Bloody lovely, actually. Alright, enjoyed that. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Definitely a driver error there. Anyway, that avenue's simmering all right now with the... I've filled up my pot with about 500ml, and it's just keeping it at a rolling boil. So I'll be having another coffee in a minute, and then I'm going to zip up the tent, and I'm going to have an hour watching videos and chills really. Some happy memories here, and it's quite sad in a way at the minute, because of Gus. I don't think he's going to come up here again really. He's had some lovely times with me, and it's quite heartbreaking really, but I ought to bring Stan up. I just haven't had the heart, to be quite honest with you. It's just like it's Gus and Stan's place. But on the subject of Gus, he bless him, he was struggling yesterday, and today I took him out this morning, and he were dead good, because it were cool. He were trotting round and really lovely, and I thought, you know what, he could probably make it up here, but I just don't want to strain him too much, because he's an old lad now. But yeah, he's still doing well, to be fair. He has his good and bad days. I just don't want to you know, strain his heart or anything. He's getting to that stage where a little walk around the field really is enough. It's I've got to smile and think we've had some lovely times, and I'm still getting lovely times out on him now, but it's one of them things, isn't it? You have a dog, you love them to death, and they don't last as long as us, do they? Generally 10 or 15 years. If you're lucky, you get 15, but I think he's about 10 or so now. I'm not exactly sure, and he's in his later stages of life, bless him. So that's the reason I'm not gonna overtax him now, bless him. I will start bringing Stan up, to be fair. It'll just be me and Stan for a while, I would imagine, when I get round to it. I don't like to leave Gus at home, because I know he pines for Stan, and he gets a bit frantic sometimes if you leave him too long. So it's a bit difficult really. I want to bring Stan out, because I know Stan's just raring to go, but I don't want to leave Gus. So I'm a bit trapped in a way really with the dog situation at the moment. That's the reason why you don't see him that much on my videos, sadly. But it's our things, isn't it? It's life and death, and no matter what you do, it's coming to all of us. That avenue's brilliant for boiling. It's quick, but I've put in there enough fuel. The Trangia would have burnt for like an hour and a half with a simmer. That's burnt for about 20 minutes. So it's a good emergency stove, because it's so light. But on the flip side, it's also thirsty as hell. Even when you put this on the lower level, it just uses the bottom ring of jets, and it's still thirsty compared to Trangia. The Trangia is definitely a better stove usability wise, just slightly heavier. I think somebody else on about this. I wish they made a titanium Trangia. That would be amazing. I don't know why they haven't, just to get that weight down. It'd sell, you can imagine it, a titanium Trangia. I know the old school types perhaps like the brass, and to be fair, I like the brass aspect. It's sort of like a nice tangible item, but practically wise, if you had a Trangia and it was titanium as well, or the whole set, I don't know if they do it. It'd definitely be on my shopping list. Cheers, my dears. Yeah, I've got a bit morbid there with Gus and that. They've had a brilliant life. I need to. It's a bit of a funny one really, because I'm looking round here and I can just see them running round and stuff, and it really does pull at your heartstrings. But on the flip side of that, they've had such a good life so far. Gussie's had a brilliant life. He's been loved as much as anybody can love a dog, I would imagine. Anyway, change the subject. I'll get all upset in a minute. Anyway, boys and girls, been another lovely trip. I still haven't had my chill in here yet. I've got enough, so I'm going to have this coffee, chat to you lot, and then I'm going to shut the doors in here. I don't, at the minute, it's so lovely, the sun's out and it's quite warm. This would be ideal if you were up here and it was a bit stormy or something. You could get all, you know, bolted down in your little hidey hole and weather out the storm sort of thing. There's something about being in a tent or under a tarp when the rain's coming down. It's so, I don't know, relaxing, therapeutic. I love it, I do. It's a bit too mild at the minute here. God, it's 10 to 10 already. I'm just flipping, time just goes by, boys and girls, so quickly. I've got the old Sunto out today. I just fancied a change. So I've been wearing the Casio to death, and I've got the old Ambit 3 Peak here. It's getting a bit old and battered now, but still a brilliant watch. It's probably the best hiking watch I've ever had, really, for GPS and everything. It's compared to me. I've had all sorts. I've had bloody Polar, Garmin. I've had a couple of them. I've had about 3 Garmins. Garmin's are brilliant for functions, but I don't like the reliability. I think the accuracy's okay, but the Sunto's definitely way better. I was thinking about getting a Sunto 9 Barrow, is it? But a lot of people slated that. They're quite expensive anyway. I never did. I got whatever. I bought another Garmin a while back. And what I tend to do is I buy them, and then if I'm not that keen, or like I gave my stepson my last Garmin, what was that? Garmin Instinct. Again in that. I gave my Apple Watch to my daughter. I've had a couple of them broke. These are pretty strong. This is the second Sunto I've had. The first one I got 10 years ago, must be 10 years ago, and that were brilliant, and then it just went bang and it just packed in working. About 3 years ago it just packed up, and I got this one. Something, I can't remember the exact time in years, but I've been watching a guy, I think it's called, his channel's called Summit or Nothing. I think that's him, and he's always doing different tents and stuff. He's based around Dartmoor. Bloody brilliant. I'm catching up on all his stuff. I'm really enjoying it. Really good. He does loads of tent reviews, and he actually goes and uses them. He doesn't just get tents and then not use them. And it's really been interesting. I've been catching up on some of his older stuff. He's gone out tarp camping with a DD and had some nightmare disaster trips. Like, you know, the ones where you get wet, you get cold, you're trying to take your tarp down, your hands don't work, absolutely, and you think, what am I doing here? And then you're back the next week for some more. So yeah, I've been really enjoying his videos, and that's where I saw this nature hike. There's there's a couple of nature hikes. There's one that I really like as well, called the Cloud Up One, I think it is. I only want a small tent. I mean, as long as you've got enough for your bag in the vegetable, it don't really matter, does it? I only go for days out and stuff, so it's not a big deal. For me, lightness and how quick the tent you can put up is the main thing and take down. And the Cloud Up's got it's 2 walls, so it's got a skin in it. But I really like this Vic one. It's just in a damn white. It's called grey, but it looks white to me. And apparently one of the bad things as well is it lights up like a flipping light bulb. obviously at night time, because it's a single wall and the colour. As soon as you put a light in there, it's like a big bloody light bulb. So completely not stealthy, but I really like the looks of it. And then I thought to myself, how light it is. I wonder if you could just bring like a crappy old ground sheet or something and just put it over the top so that it hid it a bit. But then that defeats the object a bit, really, doesn't it? If they brought one of them out in like a khaki or a forest green, I would buy one. 120% I would buy one. If you're listening, Nature Eye, please make a green or khaki one. Anyway, cheers me dears. If I want another brew now, the Avenue's dead. That's used. Must have used about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. What did I put it on? There's a marking in here. Yeah, I've used about 2.5 ounces I put in this. And it's burned a lot in 20 minutes on simmer. And I know the Trangia would last me for over an hour, well over an hour. So yeah, brilliant stove for boiling quick. Thirsty beast. Oh boys, let me just, I've got to put my light on, it's so damn dark in here. You'll probably be able to see me now. I've got my phone light on me. I'm just chilling, I said I would. I'm just going to an hour. It's about 11:15, so I don't want to be too long, and I'm going to get making tracks, I think, and get the old dinner on. Catch you later. Well boys, it's been so peaceful here today. I've reluctantly I've just packed everything away, and I've had a bloody nightmare with that tent again. Oh my god, because I put my coat inside my bag, and the tent only just fits wideways in me pack normally. I couldn't get it in no way because I got extra stuff in the side pockets and things. I packed different. Tearing my hair out. I lost some of my pegs. I've been scrabbling everywhere, and then I found I'd put them in my tent, packed my tent away, and I've got pegs inside one of the pockets in the tent. So I unpacked it again, got the pegs out. Anyway, I'm all packed up away now, and that was frustrating. That tent has frustrated me today, even though it's been nice being in it. I think it's because I've set my mind on a more compact, easier tent. Again. Well, boys and girls, it's bloody glorious now. It's dead warm. I was just saying to somebody as I was walking past them earlier, I've just had a fortnight off work and the weather's been rubbish. I'm back at work now, and lo and behold, best day we've had.